Hi guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to learn how to test for errors that may happen in your functions. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our divide function. We're going to say if divisor is 0, we're going to raise a value error. We're going to say the divisor cannot be 0. Now what this means is if we pass in a divisor of 0, we need to have a test to see that value error is raised. So let's implement that test. This is also going to be helpful for you to learn how to check for errors in your tests in case you want to use that elsewhere. So I've created a test called test divide error on 0, and the syntax for checking an error, the easiest syntax is to say with self.assert raises and then type value error or the type of error that this is going to raise, and in here you can write any code that should raise an error. In my case I'm going to do divide 25 by 0. Now, if the code in here does not raise an error, so if this test runs through this entire code, which at the moment is only one line, and there is no error raised, the test will fail. If there is an error raised, the test will pass. So let's run this. And you can see that we have 4 tests ran and the status is okay. This is how I recommend checking for an error, by using this context manager. However, you can also do self.assert raises, and in here you can put in the exception type and a callable. That means that you could do value error and then pass in here the callable. Notice that if we do 25 and 0 here, this is not a callable that we're passing. Here we're passing the result of calling the function, which is not the same thing. So you would have to type in a lambda of divide 25 by 0. Or indeed any other function, but not call the function itself. So if you do this, this is the same thing. It works in exactly the same way, but I believe this is slightly worse in most circumstances. If you are testing a function that doesn't take any arguments, then you could do something like this. And then this syntax here may be better, or at least shorter. But because our divide function is taking arguments, then I find this a little bit more confusing. So I would go with the context manager instead by doing something like this. That's it for this video. This is how you check for errors being raised in your code, and I'll see you in the next one.